Hey guys, my name is Vanya. Welcome to another video by RC Alley. In today's video, I'll show you a few basic and inexpensive as well as more advanced ways to speed up your RC car. Let's get started. Starting with pinion gears. Pinion gear is probably the most inexpensive way to boost the speed of your RC car. So these in the back are Mod 1 pinion gears. They're meant for 8 scale. We have a 15 tooth and an 18 tooth. You can see the difference in size. It's quite a bit. And then here we have 10 scale pinions. I believe this one's 40, the little one's 19, so this is about 27. And you can see the difference in size. So basically, the bigger the pinion, the more teeth it has, the faster the car will go. And these pinions are attached to your motor like so, and then attached to a spur gear, and that makes the car go. So the bigger the pinion, the faster your car will go. The smaller the pinion, the slower it will go. These pinions are usually inexpensive. They're anywhere between $5 and $10. Just to keep in mind, when you do go up in size on the pinion, you do have to monitor motor temperatures. Big pinions are meant for speed runs and tend to make the motor overheat quickly. So you just do a couple speed passes and then let it cool down if you're going with a giant pinion. And then the smaller it gets, the more torquey it will become. And basically you want the perfect balance between torque and speed, so you don't want your car to have too much top end or not enough low end, or too much low end and not enough top end. So these pinions come in 42 pitch, Mod 1, or I'm sorry, it's 48 pitch, Mod 1, and 32 pitch. So these are 48 pitch, these are Mod 1, and then 32 pitch would be the size in between, and those are used for like heavy 10 scale bashing cars. I believe the Traxxas Slash 4x4 uses 32 pitch pinions. Moving on to spur gears. So basically, the smaller the spur gear, the faster the car will go. This is for the team associated 10 scale 2-wheel drive vehicles. This is the box stock spur, and this is a 72 tooth. As you can see, it's much smaller. So the smaller the spur gear, the faster your car will go. So if you have a 50 tooth spur gear and you want to go a little bit faster, you might want to think about like 48 or 46. But just keep in mind, going down a tooth or two will not have as much effect as going up a tooth or two on the pinion. So just to kind of put it all into perspective on a car, this is my team associated T6.1. This would be the spur gear on it, and then this is the pinion gear that's attached to the motor shaft. Basically, the pinion has one set screw. You undo that and the whole pinion just pulls off the shaft. To get to the spur gear, you have to disassemble the slipper clutch, which is a little bit more work, but it is still very easy. Next way you could increase the speed of your car is just by changing out the motor. This is a 7.5 turn motor, which is pretty powerful. For example, the stock buggy class runs 17.5, so it has a lot less power. However, you do gear those motors a little bit higher. So basically, 7.5 turn will roughly be around 5200 kV, and that 17.5 turn would be around anywhere from 3 to 3500 depending on the motor. I think my read is right in the middle of that. So basically, not all motors are rated in turns. If it's in kV, the more kV it has the more power. So, you know, if you have like a 3000 kV versus a 4500, that 4500 will have way more power. But if you're just looking to gain a few miles an hour, changing the whole motor would probably not be the most efficient way to achieve that. This is if you're trying to gain a lot more speed, basically. If you happen to have a race motor, a 10 scale race motor, a good way to get just a little bit of extra speed is a lot of the race motors have adjustable end bell timing. That's what this is here. Basically, you undo the 3 screws and spin the whole end bell to a desired timing that you'd like. Now, keep in mind, it's best to have a motor dyno when you do this, so you know exactly what timing you're pushing your end bell to, as a lot of the markings on these motors are not like crazy accurate. They're just kind of a ballpark to give you an idea of if you need to go up or down. And keep in mind that this will create more heat in the motor, and you'll have to monitor your temperatures quite a bit more. Next way to get more speed out of your car is to upgrade the battery, basically, and put more voltage through it. So here we have 2 small, which are meant for 16 scale cars, batteries. This is a 3S, and then this is a 2S. So same here, this is meant for large cars, 10 scale. This is a 2S, and then this is a 3S. Basically, one is 7.4 volts, and the 3S are 11.1 volts. So you would be increasing the power by 33%. You would be gaining 33% more speed. So if you're going, you know, 30 miles an hour on a 2S battery, you put a 3S with the same gearing, same tires and everything, you'll be going 45 miles an hour. Now, again, this isn't the cheapest way to gain more speed, but it's a good way to gain a good amount of speed. And basically, you have to make sure that if you're upping the voltage, that the power system in your car, so the ESC and the motor, can handle the extra voltage. Here we have a couple tires. As you can see, one is much taller than the other one. Basically, if we had the exact same car, 2 of the exact same car, installed the small tire on one and installed the large tires on the other, the one with the large tires would have a faster top speed. However, the larger the tire, the more heat it will create in your power system. So keep that in mind. But this is a pretty good way to gain those extra few miles if you've been struggling to achieve a certain speed you've been chasing. Now, there are definitely more complicated ways to get more speed out of your car, like lowering the internal gear ratio, putting some boost or turbo on in the ESC, things like that, but I won't be getting into that. Thanks for tuning in to another video by RC Alley. Hopefully you've learned a little something. If you've enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so, and I'll talk to you next time.